supports, right? Ban away the Nautilus as well could be for FPX or Alistar to just remove the supports of Wake Up.
Yep, that Alistar could be a huge ban here right now for FPX. Wake Up then won't have, you know, too many up, but it will be the Ziggs ban out. It looks like they want to focus more on Pan and trying to limit that chat people, but the Sona could be coming out here for Wake Up, which, you know, Sona has been really on an uptrend lately.
Yeah, and it's really strong, right? It's really strong. It's not as strong as Engaged champions as what we're seeing right now as a hover here for WHG, because right now Engaged tools are much a better option, right? Especially with how WHG is going with a Camille jungle and a Fiora top lane. This will be something that they have to adjust. They need someone that can CC, that can go for the engage, and Rakan is something that can do that. But FPX, with the amount of team fighting capabilities that they have during this initial draft composition, Severe fits perfectly with a Zeri that can come through into the mid lane as well.
Ooh, a Zeri in the mid lane for SkyFL. This is a high damage composition, high damage, high mobility composition for FPX with a lot of disruption as well. They are lacking a little bit in the tankiness, but that should be completely fine if they keep the Hecarim, the Jax, and the Gragas in the front. The soak for, you know, damage for the Sivir and the Zeri. Of course, the catch potential is off the charts here for FPX. But we do have a Lux here for Pan. Now, I'm not certain I agree with that, but if they want to patrol that bot lane a little bit and try to make sure that Kong and Chow don't go for, you know, some of those early kills, there is that light barrier and, of course, the light binding for Pan. If he manages to land that, immediately it's going to be the grand entrance there for Wake Up, and that's going to be a very delicate proposition for FPX.
And quite honestly, I love this, right? It doesn't matter, because the thing is, what we have mentioned a while ago for the draft of WHG is that they're lacking crowd control. The reason why is because they locked into the likes of Fiora and Camille into a single composition, where in theory, it's not a really amazing two pickups. Camille is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really good onto the top side of the map. Jungle, not so much. Yes, it is good for the engage, but you're lacking a lot of things when you go for the Camille jungle. And they now need a lot more CCs built into the draft, and Lux has it.
Yep, at least they have that little bit of CC to keep that rolling going. That is a lot of, well, in the late game, if there is going to be a catch there, by the light binding, it's going to be pretty big for Woohoo Gaming because they have a lot of damage as well. And it could lead to, you know, any kind of CC could lead to a big catch there for them. But it does look like Rocky first up here, but Don 128 and Qingdao may be in a lot of trouble as Qingdao gets grand entrance on knocked up and will be the first sacrificial lamb here. Woohoo Gaming with the first blood.
Very interesting. WHG, I mean, any team would be unexpected of this, right? Coming in with the 4-man rotation along with the Lucian on top side as well is very unexpected. So FPX, it's not disappointing that they lost the first blood immediately coming in 10 seconds into the game, because WHG just did a massive surprise. Because traditionally, from what we've seen, right, over the past series, that you have the 2-man rotations coming in from the opposition, going on top side of the map because they want those early engagements to happen. But WHG just took that on another level. Now they have the lead. But thus far, it's just FPX just has to play it a bit more safer up until level 5.
Yeah, that really won't give them all too many problems, giving Sani that first blood. Other than, say, yeah, a little bit of an irritation really on the jungler side. Unfortunately, the Hecarim will just have to wait a little bit longer for that level 5 and won't really be able to compete with that Camille when it comes to some of these objectives early on. But Qingdao 7, he doesn't want objectives, he wants kills, and they're going to go for the diver right now with the grand entrance there. Pan is the target, and Pan will be taken down. But Kong, he tanked one too many tower shots there, so it will be a 1-for-1 there.
Yeah, a little bit of a detriment with the Severe with the boomerang. it was a little bit unfortunate, right? Because the thing is, it was Chow who was taking the turret damage, but he has to use the flash because one more hit would have killed him. But that left the turret to focus fire onto Sivir, just because of the auto attacks.
Yep. That was unfortunate that went down the way it did. If Qingdao7 was the one to tank that, they really could have made a very clean dive, but that's just unfortunate the way that it shook out. They still were able to get a kill on Japan at least, so delaying that Lux's power a little bit longer is really good. But this is just classic FPX. They want as many advantages as they can as early as possible.
Yeah. As many advantages. That's definitely something that any team would want, but something they don't want is WHG getting 2 kills already coming into the early game. That's not something that they have to do, and they have to play it towards their advantages. Out level 5, they're doing a little bit more towards that aggressive aspect to things into these early games, which I definitely do respect because they want to accelerate a lot of things, especially coming down to their power spikes, but they have to still be wary and be respectful of the advantage of having a Lux into the early game, having Lucian into the early game.
Yeah, but they are going to go for that Lux once again. There's the Onslaught of Shadows, and the Explosive Cast will save Pan a little bit. Qingdao7 will get ignited, and Wake Up's the one who takes that kill. Kong tried his best to, run up and be as aggressive as possible, but was not able to finish those kills out. Maybe the Ricochet with the Boomerang Blade will not be able to take Pan down quite yet, but you can see how much focus they're putting on that bot lane and how much that puts Dawn in danger here in the top lane.
Yeah, Man. You also have Hextech Ultimatum, so if ever it comes out,
yep.
yes.
Hextech Ultimatum. It comes out, and Dawn has to flash out. Maybe he has a chance here. Not quite, as the tactical sweep comes through. But Qingdao7 will at least be there to soak up all this XP, all these minions, make sure that they don't get anything else like a tower plate there.
Yeah, and it's just really unfortunate. This is the power of Camille jungling. The play on gank is the security of lockdowns with the Hextech Ultimatum. The disadvantage will come out later on, more towards that mid game, wherein Hecarim will have a much better lead when it comes to team fighting. Will have a much better lead when it comes to those full-on blown engage up against the opposition. But this is where the advantage that Camille will come through as well. And as soon as we mentioned, right, how FPX should respect the advantage of having a Lux into the early game, having a Lucian into the early game, they dive into the bottom lane and lost 2-3 or 2-1 members immediately coming out from that fight.
This kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. FPX now kind of at a disadvantage. 1.4, 1.5k gold behind, but Chow trying to make it so that they get maybe one pick here, but unfortunately Wake Up was able to dodge out on that explosive cast, get to safety. So FPX, they're still trying to make every play possible, trying to go for every single kill possible, but it's just has not been working so far, as Woohoo Gaming is a lot more prepared, it seems, than FPX at the moment. It does look like Qingdao7 so one going to be going for the Drake here, but look at that quickness and grand entrance. They're isolating Chow already, and Chow is almost able to get out, but the Ignite will take him out. Wake Up will be in the back just dancing around, and Dawn will not be able to follow his dance moves as he's able to get that Jax killed. That's 2 kills for nothing as Woohoo Gaming look to secure another objective, but Rakan will go down. Sunny incredibly low, will get exhausted, and SkyFL and Kong working together to get a couple of kills of their own, while Qingdao7 is here. He will not be able to get the steal behind Carryman and Rocky, but it still is FPX trying to even up the scoreline here.
Actually, a little bit unfortunate here. Carryman just getting denied of the recall, and this buys crucial time for FPX to go for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, I actually thought that Woohoo Gaming was going to go for the Rift Herald instead, but they went for the Drake. They focused that down. This could be FPX, getting a little bit of an equalization in terms of gold once they drop that Rift Herald in whatever lane that Qingdao7 sets a gank next in, and it could be in the mid lane if Chow is ready to go.
Yeah, right now, don't want to 8 up against Rocky. And the thing about a Jax versus Fiora matchup is the first one who uses either riposte or the counter strike will be at a disadvantage because it could be timed well. Both of these skills are a counter for each other, so it doesn't really matter who comes first. But Carryman coming through into the top side of the map. It's a 2v2.
It's a 3v2 now because Wake Up, he's going to go for the quickness. Unfortunately, Grand Entrance kind of missed, but it's fine because Xingdao 7 is still going to be the target. He actually almost gets out, but the flash and tactical sweep will take him down. Now Chao is here. He's got the explosive cast to try to keep people there while Kong makes his way in, but Don is still alive. He's still keeping himself alive there as Wake Up incredibly low, but Carryman is still a force to be reckoned with. You do not want to be in the face of a Camille as an ADC, so that will just be a kill and a retreat from Woohoo Gaming.
Yeah, and the thing what happened there is that WHG just got the pincer maneuver. They were able to capitalize on the Wake Up with the quickness and the Grand. It was a bit unfortunate. The Grand Entrance became it was on himself. That was really unfortunate, but nevertheless, it's WHG was able to still capitalize on getting that kill onto Hecarim, and that just gave them the numbers advantage. And yes, Wake Up was really low coming down to that, but the plan is really just push back FPX, get a couple of kills on top side. Once again, Wake Up!
Oh, Dawn is just going to be the focus once again. He's got the counter-strike onto 2, but that won't keep him alive, unfortunately, as a 3-man dive will secure him and this tower for Woohoo Gaming. In the mid lane, though, at least FPX was able to use that Rift Herald to take one tower down, and they're working on this one in the top lane, too.
Yeah, they're getting a couple of turrets of themselves, and this is what is amazing for FPX and CN Conference in general is that
the culling and the auto attacks will find Kong down, and we'll find out what's amazing about the CN Conference as soon as we get out of this fight, as the Onslaught Shadows will miss. Sunny is going to get out of there, but Pan is going to be the target here. Unfortunately, he can't flash out of there. He does get taken down by SkyFL, use the ultimate for it. But Wake Up is still getting chased down. Will he be sent to sleep? Not quite. Just one more HP, but Xingdao 7 will not chase. SkyFL almost, but Wake Up with the nerves of steel to just keep backing while that W just went right over his head.
Yeah, and once again, this is the amazing part about CN Conference team. The ability of them to play towards the macro game and the ability for them to look for value someplace else. Even if they're on a massive disadvantage, even if the Grand Entrance again. Ooh.
Wake Up. Unfortunate. What is happening with maybe he's just misclicking or fat fingering or something.
No, I feel like it's just the click of the Grand Entrance itself, not necessarily locking down onto a champion, which traditionally we lock on first before we go through. But nevertheless, that's unfortunate. But they still got the turret, which is the plan all along. Get value someplace else. Get the gold injection onto Fiora. Get the gold injection for the members of Woohoo Gaming.
Yeah, it's just a little unfortunate that, you know, there were some really good plays that Wake Up could have done, but just did not happen, not quite yet. But if he does kind of get that solved later on, this could be a very deadly Rakan too. Watch out for, but the Ice Drake has spawned up. It is going to be contested here by both FPX and Woohoo Gaming, but nobody wants to go first here. Chao is going to get that first hit pick onto Wake Up, and Wake Up is going to get sent to sleep, even with the quickness. He won't be able to Grand Entrance out of there, or Grand Exit even. So that does mean that is going to be a 5 versus 4 coming into this Ice Drake.
Yeah, that was so good. And right now, FPX has the numbers game. WHG's role is to delay it. Wait for Rakan to come back in. And FPX is on a timer. If they don't start the objective right now, they will be at a disadvantage. The objective and the advantage that they were able to take on a numbers game is now being stated by WHG. They have to start up the objective.
Yeah, and they do start it up. They're burning it down pretty well, but will there be a steal coming in from Carryman? Not quite, as it will be secured there. There is the final spark, but will it be enough? No, Carryman gets immediately alley-ooped out of there with the explosive cast. He could have actually got it picked off there if FPX had chosen to, you know, maybe explosive casting towards the team. But that will still be at least a good objective secured by FPX.
Now Wake Up, Grand Entrance into the back.
Yeah, he did get the charm onto Tooth. There's the outside of shadows onto Pan, but Pan is able to flash out, get out of there. Scott free. Sandy with the culling will scare FPX away.
Yeah, and this far, FPX has been batting a hand-to-hand combat up against WHG.
Oh, that is quite a lot of kills come through, but no kills, just damage onto both sides. Now we get a little bit more of a lull here in the game, as Rocky and Don, they're going to be the ones who see each other here in the bot lane. Nobody really looking for more kills because it has been quite an action-packed few minutes. 5 kills to 9 already. It's still Woohoo Gaming who's leading with a 2.6k goal lead. But FPX, they are not afraid of still fighting even though they're down.
They're not afraid to just back off into these fights regardless if WHG is on a massive advantage. They have the 3k goal lead at this point in time. They still have to be wary of the Baron Nashor, because the thing is, they just have to wait for Kong, they just have to wait for Zeri and Hecarim to be able to scale. Jax doesn't matter, because Jax is just like a walking tank. He doesn't matter when it comes to those team fights. As long as he goes in with a counter strike and the ultimate to just sustain.
That's it.
But fine. Important members here for the side of FPX will be Singdo 7, will be Kong, will be Zeri, and Chow as well. Graga's explosive cast will be crucial into those 5v5s, and thus far it has netted them a lot of benefit over the prior 13 minutes. Yeah,
Chow is the one who is in front most of the time, so his explosive cast has been really decent now. You could see the damage from SkyFL is starting to ramp up, and just took one W to the face and just immediately got half health. And there it is, the onslaught of shadows onto Pan. They're trying to isolate at least one person. Xingdao 7, even though he was tanking, he won't be tanking for all too long, as he did a drop down. It's 1-for-1 and for Xingdao. Still, it is going to be just a wash, 1-for-1.
Yeah, it will be a 1-for-1. Unfortunately, it is the jungler for FPX, but with one member missing as well for WHG, with Pan not being available coming into that fight. Wake up!
That could have been huge. SkyFL was able to get out of there. But Wake Up with the ambitious plays. He knows that he's going for, something onto SkyFL. He had the follow-up, but they were just not able to execute fast enough. I think Carryman could have ultimatum there, but it wasn't quite on point. Chow, though, fighting for his life, has to flash out into tower range, as Woohoo Gaming are trying to isolate this man. They're trying to bait FPX into coming in, because they know that there is no vision on this side of the map. Xingdao 7 now has been spotted out. They know, he knows of the Lord. Chow is going to be there. He's gotten the isolation onto Wake Up once again, and Wake Up will be put to sleep again, as Rocky will now be the one who will be chased out of the fight, out of the river. FPX, they're looking once again to pick off every single member that they can, one at a time.
That's massive. They remove Wake Up, the key engager for WHG, because the thing is, Carryman could always go in for the engage with a hook shot and the Hextech ultimatum, but no one will follow through aside from Wake Up. And yes, Pan could go in with a light binding, but that will not be enough, so they need to Wake Up onto those team fights. FPX bought themselves a lot of advantage, but this is really clever. They did not go for the Baron, but instead they go in for the bottom lane tier 1 turret instead, because they're waiting for the Ocean Drake. If Ocean Drake comes up, they will get the even level playing field of map control up against WHG, just because they got the tier 1 as well into the bottom lane, which is really good for FPX.
It is really good for FPX, because that does mean that this map has opened up. They can do a lot more with their positioning, but very first they have to contest this Ocean Drake. And Xingdao 7 is going to be the one who comes in. Carryman.
Oh, they got it.
Unfortunately,
They've stolen it?
the smite.
Oh,
no, he used his smite on that Skull Crab, so it might not be up in time for this. But that is a great explosive cast to isolate once again. Wake Up, and Carryman is on the backside, but he is starting to tear through these health bars. His Guardian Angel has been popped, and he is going to be able to still stay in the fight. Sandy flashes in, and he gets immediately feared by the onslaught of shadows. Dawn 128 will be finishing him off, but unfortunately that is still a 2-for-2. Xingdao 7 is a little bit too low to actually get into this fight. SkyFL can do as much damage as it can from over the wall, but this is kind of a losing proposition for FPX if they keep this fight going. But at least they were able to get the reset onto that Drake. SkyFL being as annoying as possible here, waiting for maybe Shinoda 7 to regen. But no, I think they just have to give this dragon away.
Yeah, I love Wild Rift. I love League of Legends Wild Rift. These are amazing micro plays from both sides. If we look at the replay, right? Look at Single 7. This is something that we have to take note. Like the stasis enchant immediately to deny that engage from a grand entrance. Now Wake Up has to reposition. Single 7 used to dash away into his teammates, where the Hextech ultimatum brought Camille into the middle of FPX, and that's just really good. Someone just broke loose into the backside. That is the reason why FPX just lost that, because Sanwan single-handedly just caught up 3 members' attention from the side of FPX. But regardless, these two players, these two teams, outright amazing players, amazing teams in Wild Rift League Asia. I love it.
Yeah, so many mechanical decisions being made in that fight alone to minimize as much damage as they can and really do as much as Wake Up. He tried to go for that Hextech ultimatum as well, but there is the onslaught of shadows to disrupt as many members, and SkyFL is able to actually do so much damage. They keep the support alive. Chow is still up. My god, look at all of the damage from SkyFL, as that is going to be 1 kill for FPX, and they're out of there. What a threat this Zeri is.
Elder Drake now being started. It's Xiao who wants to zone away WHG. Rocky and Wake Up has information.
And they have the information, but can they actually contest? Because Rocky is already started up. That is a great knock onto 3, but will it be enough? His carryman has been zoned out.
7.
He gets sniped down by the final spark. There's no jungler here. They have to peel off of this Elder Drake, or else Woohoo Gaming can just smite it out. Can Woohoo actually find this Drake or find more members of FPX?
That's
Elder
so
Drake just now
good.
reset.
Pan, that perfect timing with the light binding. It was just impressive. Elder Drake though being started by WHG.
It is being started, but Chow is there. He's got the disruption. Dawn is there as well. SkyFL going to try to do damage from the side, from the back, as Kong he uses over. But there's the big explosive cast onto 3. But Wake Up is onto the back, and that is a great light biting into the final spark. And now that's 1 member down. SkyFL gets run down, as well as Chow in the middle of it all, in the back of it all is Pan. He will get taken down at least by Kong, but also unfortunately Chow was gone, and now it is going to be Elder Drake for Woohoo Gaming. They finally get a solid lead in this game.
WHG played that exceptionally well from the beginning onto the fight into their own jungle up until the very bitter end. It was WHG who conquered it, and FPX did a decent way in a decent step into that fight, wherein Kong used up on the hunt. That gave extra movement speed for the rest of the crew to jump into the backside, but they left Kong open. They left a lot of these players, when it comes to these situations, open for WHG. And remember, it is still Woohoo Gaming who had the numbers game advantage. So when it comes to that point, it's really difficult for them. WHG played that 3v3, and 2 members for WHG was also on the back of Kong.
Absolutely. And with that being said, FPX now, they're getting out-dueled here. They are getting out-positioned most of the time here. And if they allow Woohoo Gaming to get the drop on them to get the first engage, then it becomes so difficult for them to stop that Fiora, to stop that Camille from running rampant in the back. So now, how does FPX defend against this Baroned up, Eldered up Woohoo Gaming?
They actually cannot, because the thing is, Elder Drake and a Baron Nashor, they could utilize these 2 buffs coming into the mid lane.
Great stasis to deny that.
Oh!
Shingdao 7 just barely lives through the final spark. The culling will keep Kong and Chow away for long enough, but there's a stage to keep Chow alive. Oh, just barely knocks him up with a grand entrance. Still, it is going to be Chow going down. No, 2 inhibitor turrets down as well. There's the onslaught of Chow. It's a Hail Mary play coming in from FPX, but already everybody is down. It's just on 128. They just got deleted from the face of the earth, as well as the Nexus. Woohoo Gaming sees victory.
They were able to take that Game 1